Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are LA.
Good old afternoon baseball, the way the game was meant to be played under the sunlight. A nice little crowd on hand here at the Big 8. It's the rubber game of the series this afternoon. It is the finale between your Angels and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West. Victor Rojas along with my partner, Mark Kubica, and the Angels looking to bounce back after a tough loss last night, 4-1 at the hands of the Royals, and namely Will Smith, the former Angels farmhand who really stymied the Angels offense. And when you're going for a series win, might as well have your ace on the mound, Jared Weaver, looking for win number 13.
Victor, he can flat out pitch. He knows exactly what he wants to do against every single batter, whether you're an all-star or the number 9 hitter in a lineup. He has a plan, and he goes out and attacks in the strike zone. He's got a very good curveball. He's been an improving slider. His changeup's been great. Doesn't matter who's at the plate. He's going to change speeds. He's going to change eye levels. He's going to avoid the middle part of the plate, and he's going to give you an opportunity to win, especially when you look at what he's done at home throughout his career. This season alone, 7-0. He's been unbelievable in day games also. 28-12 in his career in day game starts. So look for him to go out, attack the strike zone, change speeds early to give the Royal hitters something a little bit different to see, because what they've been doing the first couple games is attacking that fastball when they've gotten into good fastball counts. They've been a little more patient than you normally would see out of Kansas City, but he's got a great changeup. Look for him to use that early on.
He'll be going up against Luke Hochevar, the big right-hander. A little bit of a wrinkle in the Angels lineup. No Albert Pujols getting the day off after taking a foul ball on the elbow. We are just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. Angels Baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. By the Hyundai Fuel Efficiency Drive Sales Event. And by 76 Gas. We're on the driver's side. Without question, it's a warm afternoon here. Temperature's supposed to be in the low to mid 80s today. And very little breeze whatsoever, but as we always know, here in the daytime, the ball carries very well. So Jared Weaver will have to keep this Kansas City Royals team in check. It's a very aggressive offensive unit. We've seen that through the first two games, and when you get in some trouble, especially with deep counts, they will certainly score some runs. As we take a look at our Kia standings in the American League West, the Angels with the loss yesterday, and Oakland defeating Toronto, with Texas losing to the Boston Red Sox. The Angels now percentage points just behind the Oakland Athletics at a virtual tie for second place. 5 games back, both teams tied for the American League wild card. The Halos, wearing their pearly white home uniforms, have taken the field, and we'll take a look at the Royals starting 9 as Ned Yost runs out. Pretty much the same lineup he had 2 nights ago, with the exception being the catcher spot. Royals at 41 and 55 have Alex Gordon left field. Alcides Escobar at shortstop. Lorenzo Cain, who homered yesterday, is in center field. Billy Butler's the DH. Mike Moustakas at third. Salvador Perez is doing the catching. Jeff Francoeur in right field. Eric Hosmer at first. And Yuniesky Betancourt getting the start at second base. Taking on Jared Weaver, as we pointed out, comes in with this one with a 12-1 mark and leading the league in ERA at 2.20.
And the most important thing is, in the last 5 starts versus the Royals, 4-0 with an ERA, exactly a half a run. And the big thing against Kansas City that Weaver's been able to do is change speeds effectively. This Kansas City club, a young club, aggressive on the fastball. That's why, as a veteran pitcher, a smart pitcher, that's when you utilize your secondary pitches.
Well, let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense. For the Angels, behind Jared Weaver, Mike Trout in left field, Peter Borges in center, Mark Trumbo in right. Torrey will serve as the DH today. Alberto Callaspo, Meister Asturis, Howie Kendrick, and Kendrys Morales around from third to first, with Bobby Wilson back behind the plate.
And Mark Trumbo getting the start in the right field. Has committed 1 error in the outfield, 2 outfield assists. I asked him just a few weeks ago, which of the outfield positions is he most comfortable with? And he says the right field position, a little bit better way to be able to track the baseball off the bat playing right field as compared even to the left field, of which we've seen him make some good plays out in the left field also.
Kendrys Morales making his second consecutive start over at first base. Albert Pujols, as we just alluded to in the open, was the fact that he had precautionary x-rays today and everything was negative. This gives him essentially 2 full days off, with the scheduled off day tomorrow before the Rays come into town for a 3-game set beginning on Friday. So Trumbo will bat in the 3 spot. We'll look at that lineup when the Angels come up in the bottom of the first. Alex Gordon ready to lead things off in the first month from Weave is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Gordon, the left fielder, had a couple of hits last night, 3 to be exact. 2 doubles, 1 single, and 1 RBI. 298 on the year as a slow breaking pitch drops in there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon has opened up the first couple of games of this series with broken bat hits. A single 2 nights ago, a double last night. As that pitch, this is down and away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. He has 33 doubles on the year, and that leads the American League. Two-one pitch. That is fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Gordon. There's the first down of the ball game.
But
take a look at our Hyundai Key to the King.
One of your all-time favorite bands, Victor, the Monkees, Daydream Believer. Mention the fact is that Weave is 28-12 all-time in day games with an ERA 2.73, which is even better than what he's done in night games. Very difficult to pick the baseball out of his hand on a normal night, especially you add in the glare of a day game. That deception, that much better.
Monkeys are all right. I thought you were going to say something like "Color Me Bad." Here's Alcides Escobar, and the first one is down and away.
Or One Direction.
Yeah, yeah, that's always good. Escobar hitting .307, 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in. 0 for 5 last night. Picked up an RBI on the fielder's choice as he fouls that one straight back. Couple of games already this afternoon in the books as finals. South City's fouls this one off to the right. Atlanta beat the Miami Marlins 7-1 without Hanley Ramirez, who's on his way to St. Louis to meet up with the Dodgers. If you hadn't heard, the Dodgers acquiring Hanley Ramirez from the Marlins.
The Marlins don't seem like they're done yet either as far as making deals.
It's always good, too, in your first year of opening up a brand new ballpark. That pitch is up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes to go ahead and sell off all the pieces.
I mean, they spent so much money, the excitement during the wintertime, and all of a sudden you're moving everybody. Speaking of moving feet, that's what Weaver was able to do to Escobar. Opens up both sides of the plate now for Weaver against him.
2-2 on the way. Called strike 3. Down goes Escobar. 2 outs.
When you throw a pitch that effectively up and in, that whole outer part of the plate is wide open, and Weaver realized that, spotted that fastball, painted the corner. 91 so far today. 2 strikeouts, one at 90 and this one at 91 miles an hour. Getting back to the Gordon strikeout, you can tell he was looking for something off speed. Instead got that 90-mile-an-hour fastball for a swing and miss.
2 punch outs, and that'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. Cain looks at a fastball for a strike. He homered last night, his 3rd of the year. 2-run shot in the first inning off Garrett Richards. Ended up going 2 for 4 overall. Picked up his first stolen base as that fastball hits him right in the thigh. So the Royals will have a man on for Billy Butler.
Well, we saw that last game out for Weaver. Really was trying to establish the fastball in and making sure the hitters weren't comfortable. That went inside. Gets Cain right on the leg. Keep an eye on Weaver as far as his pickoff move. He might be trying to pick him off right away. Cain's got good speed. Stole a base last night.
Pretty good lead for Cain at first base as Butler settles into the batter's box. One ball, no strikes on Butler, the DH. 0 for 4 last night. A couple of strikeouts. Butler with 1 hit in the series. That was a double in the 8th inning. Monday night's game. His 14th of the year. Still hitting .293 with 19 home runs and 58 runs batted in. One ball, 1 strike. 12th start of Jared Weaver's career against the Kansas City Royals. 6-4 mark at 2.12 ERA. And as we've already documented, a very good pitcher at home, especially during the daytime. Here's the 1-1. Butler lifts this one high towards left center field. Mike Trout calls off Peter Borges. The inning comes to an end. 2 strikeouts, a hit batter, and a fly ball out. We hit the bottom of the 1st here at the Big A with no score. We'll take a look at manager Mike Scioscia's starting 9 for this afternoon's game. The Angels have Mike Trout leading things off in left field. Torrey Hunter will bat second, serve as the DH. Mark Trumbo jumps up to the 3 spot. He is in right field. Kendrys Morales, a cleanup hitter at first. Alberto Callasco at third. Howie Kendrick at second. Meiser Sturas had the night off last night. He is back at shortstop. Peter Borges gets the start at center. And Bobby Wilson is batting ninth, doing the catching as they take on the 28-year-old Denver, Colorado native by the name of Luke Hochevar.
Hochevar's fastball 89 to 94. There was a cut fastball, a slider, curveball, and a changeup. Pitched very well against the Angels back in that opening series. But overall 1-3 with an ERA just under 7 against the Angels.
The first one is down low for ball 1. Trout hitting .354, had his 12-game hitting streak snapped last night, going 0 for 3. Did draw a walk. Snapped a string of consecutive games, scoring a run at 15. And Hochevar falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. 15 home runs for Trout, 47 runs batted in, 19 doubles, 5 triples. First ever plate appearance against Luke Hochevar. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike, 2-1. Last couple of starts for the big right-hander, couple of no decisions. Went 7 innings, gave up a run on 5 hits against Minnesota. Trout lifts one out toward left center field. Kane can't find the baseball. This may allow Trout the opportunity to get to second base, and he is in there with a double. I don't know if Kane didn't see it or he expected Gordon to cut that ball off, but as we've pointed out throughout the series, Gordon plays shallow and always towards the foul line. And Trout saw it immediately and picks up a leadoff double. Yeah, it was exactly what happened for Kane. Did not pick up the baseball, but right away, as soon as he sensed that, he could see that Kane was having a tough time with it, and then he turns on the afterburners and is able to slide in and get his 20th double of the season. Split that left center field gap. Good throw by Kane, but so quick Trout is to get into scoring position right away. _20th double of the year as Torrey Hunter steps in. Torrey fouls off the first pitch.
It's 40th extra base hit of the year for Trout.
Game number 77.
Pretty impressive for a leadoff hitter. That's how important he is to this club. Didn't score a run yesterday. The team loses. Last time he didn't score a run was July 4th, and the club lost.
Torrey tries to drop a bunt, bunts it foul. That's no balls and 2 strikes.
And Torrey in that number 2 spot in the lineup, situational hitting. They're very good as far as getting the fastballs he needs to be able to get the job done, hit the ball to the right side of the infield at the very least here to advance Trout to third base.
Breaking pitch looped out toward right center field, and that is going to get down for a hit. Trout had to hold up for a second to make sure Kane didn't catch it. And so he advances to third base. The Angels have runners at the corners with nobody out.
This approach here by Hunter let the baseball travel. It was a breaking pitch. Let the ball travel deeper in the strike zone with the thought process of hitting the ball to the right side. Stayed back, did a nice job at the break a ball and in the right field. Trout has to make sure that baseball is down. Kane has good speed in center field for the Royals. We saw Kansas City doing this last night with a lot of flares into the outfield early on. The Angels getting the flares into the outfield. A double by Trout and a base hit by Hunter.
There's Mark Trumbo, the right fielder. Trout at third, Hunter at first base. Hochevar steps off for a second. Trumbo last night had a couple of hits. The Angels managed just 4 hits in the game. Mark had an RBI single in the first inning and then a 1-out single against Jonathan Broxton in the 9th. His average at 304. 27 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. It's 0-1. Trumbo with limited experience against Hochevar, 1 for 5 in his career. As a matter of fact, two guys have a decent amount of experience with good numbers. Howie Kendrick and Torrey Hunter against Hochevar. Pujols is not playing today. Is 2 for 5. I forgot about Kendrys Morales, also with good numbers as well. And Kendrys is on deck. 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch. He chased it and it gets away from Perez. That'll bring home a run. Torrey advances to second. 1-0 Angels.
Fourth wild pitch thrown by Hochevar this year. Overthrew a breaking pitch. Pretty tough pitch to be able to block if you're Perez behind the plate, although you want to block everything. Tried to get his body over and be able to block it, but hit off his leg and got away from him.
So a wild pitch charge to Hochevar, and the Angels get on the board. Still nobody out. Hunter standing at second. An 0-2 count on Trumbo. Breaking pitch pulled through the hole on the left side. There's another hit. Torrey, a little bit of a late start. He'll hold there. Gordon with a very strong arm fires it up the line to Perez. So 3 consecutive hits to start off the ball game. And Kendrys Morales will come to the plate.
And I think Hochevar did a favor to Mark Trumbo there, throwing an off-speed, real slow breaking ball that allowed Mark to be able to track that. Initially looked like the hips were out in front, but kept his hands back and was able to hit a ground ball in the hole. Nice job by Trumbo coming back after that tough swing on a slider in the dirt.
So here's Kendrys hitting .280 with 9 home runs and 38 runs batted in. Swings first pitch and bounces it over to Hosmer. His only place to first as Torrey scores. It's 2-0 Angels. So again, Kendrys all of a sudden in this mode of first pitch swinging. We saw it last night at 2 at-bats. He picks up the RBI here. And Trumbo advances to second base.
Boy, like the other night when he came up as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning with the bases loaded, he took that first pitch. He was able to track the ball. What you want to do a lot of times as a hitter, you want to be able to see a pitch first, because then you know exactly what plane the pitcher's going to throw the ball at, what he's going to try to get you out with. And as a run producer, pitchers don't give you many pitches over the middle of the plate, especially fastballs. They'll try to go either in on you or throw something slow. That's why you want to track a pitch first before you attack.
1 out. Trumbo at second for Callaspo. Looks at a pitch down low. Alberto hitting .249 with 7 home runs and 31 runs batted in. 0 for 3 last night. Did draw a walk, and his 7-game hitting streak snapped. That's a season high for the Angel third baseman. Drives this one out toward left center field, tailing away from Lorenzo Cain. Can't get it. Trumbo will score easily. Callaspo to second, an RBI double. 3-0 Angels.
There's some interesting routes so far with the day game. Very difficult read off the bat at times here. The Angels with 3 runs against Hochevar haven't necessarily squared in the baseballs up, but hit him in the right place. A little more carry here during the day. Fastball right at the heart of the plate, but nice approach again by Callaspo, kept his hands back. And just enough of a slip by Cain, unable to track that baseball down. Off the left-handed bat, it's going to go away from you, tail away from you as the center fielder landed perfectly for another double.
Dave Island comes down, pays a visit. 4 hits in the inning for the Angels. And here's Howie Kendrick with 1 out. Callaspo standing at second base. Breaking pitch is down low.
Well, these are the times in a game where you go for the knockout with your ace on the hill and Jared Weaver. You want to get an opportunity to expand that lead as much as possible.
We talked about that last night in the first inning. But Howie at the plate Had runners at first and second, one out, 1 run in, down 2-1, and a chance to kind of knock Will Smith off balance a little bit. Kendrick rolls into the inning-ending double play, and that was it for the Angels offensively the rest of the game. 1-1 pitch. He shoots this one out toward right. Francoeur backing up on it. He was there. Makes the catch. Callaspo tags, easily advances to third. 2 outs.
And what a difference of the way the baseball carries in the daytime as compared to at night here at the Big A. Francoeur was thinking that ball was going to go right into his glove, didn't have to move, and all of a sudden you see him going back on the baseball as it carries.
So here's Asturis getting the start at shortstop once again. Found out today that Eric Ibar has a non-displaced little fracture on the big toe of his foot. He is listed as day-to-day, which is always a good sign. First one's a strike to Meiser. Gene Segura made his major league debut last night. He got the start at shortstop, ended up going 0 for 3. And Meiser back in there once again. Hitting .236 on the year. As he looks at a slow breaking pitch, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Okay, we're throwing a lot of slow curveballs early in the game. He has a good hard slider too, but he might be leery about throwing that pitch with a man on third.
Just got a piece of it, fouls it back, and the count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Another 0-2 upstairs.
He pulls with the wrap around his elbow. You mentioned, Victor, he basically gets 2 full days off here to be able to heal.
Meiser rolls this one over to second base, and Betancourt will throw on the first, and the inning comes to an end with the Angels strike for 3 runs on 4 hits and leave a man at third, one of the books. Halos up 3-0. Four batters in the first, struck out 2, hit 1, and then got Butler to hit a fly ball to left. Moustakas hitting .269 on the season. Looks at a fastball high. 16 home runs for the Chatsworth High School product. 50 runs batted in, 23 doubles. 2 for 4 last night with a couple of singles.
Sometimes getting the feel back for that baseball after you warmed up out of the bullpen, come out and have a quick top of the first, but then your offense responds right back. You like those runs. It's also difficult to get right back in the strike zone as you sit there for quite a while and cool down.
2-0 pitch. Made up his mind that he was going to hack and just took something off that fastball. It's 2 balls and a strike.
We talk so much about how Weaver just pitches so well, that BP fastball. What that means, batting practice speed. But after you try to catch up to a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, it's that 4 miles off, gets hitters out a lot. Then you drop that big, slow curve. You can throw that curveball anywhere between 68 miles an hour and 72.
Two pitch. Lifts this one in the air to right. Trumbo can't see it. He charges in, now goes back on it, and he can't make the play. Moustakas will stop at second and probably should have been standing at third base. Trumbo never saw the baseball.
And we've seen some interesting routes by both teams already in this game. Coming in, does not see it. He's hoping that someone tells him which part of the outfield to go back on. Finds it at the very end, but at that point, unable to get back and catch that baseball.
Goes as a double. And Moustakas just kind of gave up. He conceded that the fact that Trumbo was going to pick up the baseball and bring it back in. Never really sprinted towards second base. If he's breaking out of the box there and sees Trumbo with the hands up, he might be standing, should be standing at third base.
Especially since Trumbo had a tough time even picking the baseball off the ground.
So Moustakas gets credit for his 24th double. Here's Salvador Perez, the catcher, .333. 5 home runs and 9 runs batted in. This one in the air, foul on the first base side and out of play. Perez last night 0 for 4.
Whether you're infield or outfield, anything hit in the air, you got to try to keep your eye on it right away and never take your eye off the baseball.
As a unit, as a collective unit, everyone needs to go after the baseball, regardless if you think the other guy has got a beat on it or is calling for it. Everyone still has to go after the baseball.
And pop up in the infield, the whole infield is going to be converging towards that baseball until it's called off.
In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Perez, the talented Royals catching prospect. Having a good time of the season on the disabled list after having surgery on his knee. Torn meniscus. Occurred in spring training. They think highly enough of this kid to sign him to a 5-year deal. Trumbo is under this one. Moustakas is tagging at second base. The catch is made. Pretty good throw by Trumbo. Moustakas is in there. 1 out.
That was an angry throw from right field from Mark Trumbo. And everyone in this Angel lineup and on that bench knows that Mark Trumbo plays as hard as anybody in the game. It's just one of those bad feelings that he had. He couldn't pick up the baseball, but he was not going to be let go as far as he's going to let that baseball go as hard as he can towards third. You're not going to throw anybody out, but it was a reality. He's still a little upset at himself. Plays the game the way you're supposed to play it, hard.
So Weaver will work from the full windup here. The infield back with Moustakas at third and 1 out. Frank Core at the plate. He cues it foul on the first base side. It's no balls and a strike. Royals right fielder hitting .242. 8 home runs and 27 runs batted in for 4 last night. On the outside corner for strike 2.
Now Weave has a chance to expand the strike zone, whether it's a breaking pitch or fastball just off the outside corner.
Comes up and in. And Frank Core is one of those guys that likes that pitch on the inside part of the play, but Jared perhaps thinking that Frank Core might be diving a little bit. Going back outside. Swing and a miss. Down goes Frank Core, and he challenged him with a fastball. 2 down.
Boy, four-seam, almost cut action on the fastball from Weaver. When you talk about a pitcher that has had to locate, challenge hitters, and utilize their aggressiveness to his benefit, Frank Hoare likes the fastball, but a little four-seam fastball just off the plate. Perfect location for Weaver.
So 2 outs, Moustakas at third. Eric Hosmer looks at a breaking pitch. It looked like it caught the outside corner, but Bob Davison says it did not. 1 ball, no strike. Hosmer hitting .234 with 9 home runs and 40 runs batted in on the year. That one did catch the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hosmer's batted in the 8th spot in all 3 games of this series. 2-1.
Well, certainly not what the Royals envisioned him being in the lineup. He wanted to be the number 3 hitter in the lineup, but he has struggled this year. We showed him what is the difference in his swing from last year to this year has been.
Late on that fastball, and that was a pitch last year at 89 miles per hour that he was spraying to all fields. So he's gap to gap with power to the opposite field, and obviously has not been able to kind of get back into what he did last year in his rookie season. 2-2 on the way. It's a chopper towards second. It looks like Weaver's going to get out of it, so no damage on that fly ball lost in the sun by Mark Trumbo as Moustakas is left at third. He hit to the second. The Angels up 3-0. Halos up 3-0, courtesy of 4 hits by the Angels. It all started off with the Mike Trout double in the first inning as Peter Borges looks at a strike.
That is Mike Trout. Little foam hats. My son bought one the other day when he was at the game. It looked good on him when he came home that night.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
You gonna wear that to a Kings game?
With his King jersey on?
Yeah.
Yes, no question.
Beach balls come on the warning track out in right center field, and that's why we have a delay. Borges getting the start in center field, hitting .223. 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Angels setting up 8, 9, and 1. Borges, Wilson, and Trout. Trout starting a new consecutive streak as far as runs scored. He scored on the wild pitch by Luke Hochevar. The Angels' first run. Kendrys Morales, an RBI ground out. Callaspo with an RBI double. Borges taps it foul. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hochevar, 28 years of age, as we pointed out. He's the first overall selection by the Royals in 2006 at the University of Tennessee. 6'5", 213 as he is listed in the Royals media guide. Comes from a family of athletes. 1-2. Bob Davison, a little bit of a stutter step behind the plate. Thought about ringing it up. It's 2-2. Luke's dad, Brian, played for the Denver Nuggets. His sister played volleyball at Long Beach State, and she's a member of the AVP tour. Borges rolls this one toward the hole at short, and it's bobbled by Escobar. It's going to be a tough play. Bang, bang. Escobar's got a terrific throwing arm, but Borges is on board.
So you got a base hit on that one. You had the backhand and be real quick with your transfer and throw. But Borges is going to beat that out. Infield base hit for Borges. See, it's the reputation, too, also of the speed of Peter Borges that forces an infield to be extra quick. And looking up and to determine how quick he has to be to make that throw across the diamond to get Borges.
So Borges is on board via the single. Here's Bobby Wilson. Pushes a bunt on the first base side, and that's a beautiful bunt. Hosmer will fire to Betancourt. No, he won't. He has trouble with the exchange.
Well, it was almost as if they were surprised that Bobby Wilson was going to square around the bunt. Hosmer taking his time, and then when he got into that baseball at that point, tried to get up and look where Betancourt was going to be at second, coming from second to cover the base at first.
Now, it's a great bunt to begin with. He deadened the baseball perfectly. Should have been retired at first base, but as it goes, the Angels have 2 on. Hosmer gets charged with an error, his 7th of the year. It should go as a sac bunt and an error, I would imagine. Yet it's a sacrifice and an error. And here's Trout with 2 on and nobody out.
And that's a play a lot of times you'll see the pitcher field that bunt. And that's the thing that Jared Weaver does very good with communication with his first baseman. Today it's Morales, normally be Pujols. He tells him to stay back. He's going to field the ball. That way, first baseman will be right at the base. And it's a much easier play for him there as the pitcher throws the ball with momentum going towards fielding it instead of Hosmer fielding and spin around and try to throw the ball to first.
Trout chasing a pitch down and away, fouls it back. No balls at a strike. Mazda leaderboard, leading the American League in batting average, runs, and steals.
It's amazing. No player in Major League history has ever led either league in all 3 of those categories.
He's second in triples, too. Breaking pitches in there, 0-2. Jamal Weeks of the A's has 6, and several others tied with 5. Trout, Andrews, Berry, Austin Jackson, Zobrist, Ichiro. Borges at second, Wilson at first. Time was called. Trout doubled in the first inning, his 20th of the year. Eventually came around to score on the wild pitch.
Well, it just looked like they were going to try to sneak a fastball in on Trout, and then the longer you wait as a hitter, you have to step out.
Count remains at 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes.
Backed it up with another fastball inside against Trout. Now it leads you to believe he's going to throw something off speed and try to break it away from Trout.
Kane, the center fielder, shading Trout the opposite way and shallow. A couple of steps toward the alley in right center field. Frank Core very shallow and right. 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, rolled up the line. Moustakas has it, touches the bag, fires the first. Low blow. Hosmer can't get it, it gets by him. Wilson will advance to third and Trout to second. So they get the lead runner in Peter Borges for 1 out. The Angels have runners at second and third with 1 away and Torrey coming up.
It almost served as if it was a bunt to advance 2 runners. They were first and second. No ground ball. Moustakas made a nice play of getting on the base and then rushed the throw, knowing the speed of Trout, and it gets by Hosmer. So Wilson's able to go from first to third, and Trout in the scoring position himself. 2 E's in this inning for the Royals.
Trout reaches on the fielder's choice. Royals bringing their infield in with the Angels up 3-0. Torrey looks at a fastball inside. Hunter with a base hit to right field in the first inning and scored a run. Loops this one out to left center field. That is a base hit. It should bring home 2. Wilson will score. Trout all the way in from second scores. It is 5-0 Angels as Torrey takes the extra 90 feet and ends up at second base.
But that's what speed does for you as a team. Because of that hurried throw by Moustakas smooth away. Advanced both base runners, it forces the infield in, and then Torrey just making contact with that baseball, ran it inside. Hochevar did, which you want to try to do against a run producer, but Torrey quick enough threw that baseball inside, fights it off for a 2 RBI single.
Second hit of the game for Hunter, now with 43 runs batted in. And Gordon's decision to fire home, really no chance to get Trout, allows Torrey to get into scoring position himself. Trumbo base hit to left field his first time up. Check this swing. The ball gets by Perez, and advancing is Hunter. They wanted to peel, and he did not go. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Boy, the Royals defense, whether it's in the outfield or the infield so far, or even pitches in the dirt, had a tough time.
Well, trying to figure out why Perez, who's such a good defensive catcher, as we've been told, standing up on those curveballs.
Yeah, you want to stay down and put your glove there to the dirt to prevent that baseball from getting away from you. Now the infield in once again.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2 hits in the inning, 2 errors also committed by the Kansas City Royals. Halo's trying to capitalize and open it up here against Hochevar in the second. 2 balls and 1 strike.
2 breaking pitches, that one a fastball.
Hochevar faced the Angels back on April the 7th, right here. Picked up the win, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits and 6 1/3. Struck out 4 and walked 2. 2-1 pitch, ground ball, and Hochevar has it. Never looks home, and the run will score. 6-0 Angels. Thank you very much. Hochevar forgot how many outs there were.
Boy, it's as if the Royals are thinking it's still a night game. They've had some interesting decisions in the field so far. A little bit late on covering bases. Even that a very good bunt by Bobby Wilson to late communication. This is the play right here. You have an out at home. There's no doubt you have an out at home. That hesitation. See, as a pitcher, you're supposed to look all around it and know exactly what you're going to try to do as far as anything hit back at you. You look back to man at third base. If it's a tough play, but it's right back at you, you look right to home right away, and then the first.
Usually when you see that reaction as Morales steps in now and looks at a strike, when you see a pitcher field the ball like that to his left and jog towards first, in his mind it seems like there were 2 outs. He thought he had the last out of the inning, and then all of a sudden it dawned on him, perhaps because others were yelling at him, that Hunter was at third base and there was only 1 away. Trumbo gets the RBI, his 68th.
Some gift runs in this inning. You mentioned that throw from Gordon, who's very good at Gold Glover. There's a high throw to home with Trout coming around. There's no way you're going to throw him out.
A couple of wild pitches as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kendry's 0 for 1. He grounded out, picked up an RBI in the first. Swing and a miss. There's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Coach Everett. It ends the second, but the Angels tack on 3 more. We're through 2. The Halos are up 6-0. Of 6-0. Jared Weaver will face 9-1-2 for Kansas City. Betancourt, Gordon, and Escobar. Yuniesky Betancourt, the second baseman, looks at a fastball away. Weaver this afternoon with 3 strikeouts. 1 hit allowed. That was a leadoff double to Moustakas, and the ball that Jumbo lost in right field. 2 balls and no strikes.
We were frustrated with himself right now. It's all about commanding the strike zone. A couple pitches out of the zone. It hasn't been easy for him. He'll take it though. A couple long half innings after he's had some quick ones on the mound. Especially early in the game, makes it difficult to get into a good rhythm.
2-1. Betancourt had to start at second base 2 nights ago, hitting .250 on the year. Popped up. Mr. shading his eyes with the glove. 1 away. Hey, now's the perfect time to reserve a suite rental for the summer. Suites offer 12 to 36 guests the opportunity to enjoy the game in a private and luxurious atmosphere. To reserve your suite today, call 888-796-HALO or by visiting angels.com/suites. Alex Gordon, the leadoff man, takes ball 1. He was a strikeout victim to start the ball game. Two balls and no strikes.
So far, Weaver's thrown 40 pitches, 22 strike, 18 out of the strike zone for him.
Three balls, 1 strike. First walk issued by Weaver comes with an out here in the third. Alcides Escobar will step to the plate.
And Weave, one of the most competitive pitchers you're going to see, upset with himself for a walk, especially with the team giving him 6 runs early to work with. Again, can't emphasize it enough. It's very difficult. You warm up for the game, you come in, you have a quick top of the first, a long bottom of the first, go back out for the quick top of the second, and another long inning by the offense. You take the runs, but sometimes it's tough to get back into a rhythm as a pitcher early on in the game.
Facing Escobar, the shortstop, who struck out looking his first time up. The first one's high. 1 ball, no strikes. Last start for Weave was right here at the Big A against Texas. 1 run, 6 hits, 7 innings of work, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Good location on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We mentioned with Weaver, though, he doesn't necessarily get a lot of ground balls, but these are the times he's very good at that. Take something off and keep it down in the strike zone and get a ground ball. Potentially a double play. Escobar has hit into 11 of them.
One and two. Gordon over at first base. Escobar takes a fastball that apparently is off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
When he went upstairs with a fastball there, he had him set up for something away again. When you throw a pitch and it's just off the plate like that pitch was one before, 1-2 count, which I still believe the fastball down and away is the best pitch in the game. If you go fastball the same plane or even a breaking ball, a hitter sensing that he got a break by not being called out can easily get him out there on the pitch away.
A full count. Lorenzo Cain is on deck. The center fielder was hit by a pitch in the first. Gordon drew a walk with 1 out here in the third. He stands at first. See if the Royals get him going. They don't. This one's popped up. Howie Kendrick calling for it. 2 outs.
Unusual numbers for Weaver early in the game. 49 pitches, this 27 of them strikes. And it's all about the rhythm he's been able to try to establish with all the downtime in between innings early in the ball game for him. 11 batters faced so far for Weave. Only 2 times has he thrown a first pitch for a strike, which is highly unusual for him.
So Gordon still at first with 2 outs, and here's Cain, who gets hit again. We were trying to work inside. And the Royals have they'll have 2 guys on base. Cain saying something to Bob Davidson as he walks over to first.
Almost got him exact same place.
Two outs, 2 on, and here's Billy Butler. Hit a fly ball to left field to end the first. Angels with 3 in the first inning, 3 in the second to take a 6-0 lead. 2 outs now in the third. Oh, 0-1.
Kansas City may have been a little bit upset about Kane getting hit twice, but when you look up at the overall numbers in the game, pitches thrown by Weaver, he hasn't been consistent in the strike zone, which is unusual for him. There's 5 more strikes than pitches out of the strike zone thrown for him.
Count even up at a ball and a strike.
And certainly not getting the benefit of anything on the outer half of the plate. That was a pretty good pitch he threw there, a slider.
One and two. I'm trying to figure out the difference between that fastball and the previous pitch, a breaking pitch, as far as location and why one's a strike and one isn't.
Went it straight on the corner.
One ball, 2 strikes. Weaver wanting Bobby Wilson to run through the signs again. There's Alex Gordon standing at second. The first walk issued by Weaver. And then Cain's at first. He's been hit twice. 1-2. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Butler fouls it off. Halos have the off day tomorrow. Kansas City rolls up to Seattle. The Tampa Bay Rays coming to town for the first of 3 on Friday. Irvin Santana was slated to get the start on Friday. He has been bumped from that start with the day off. He can afford to skip a guy. Irvin's going to get skipped. Dan Herron will get to start Friday. CJ on Saturday. Swing and a miss. Down goes Butler in the inning. Comes to an end. Apparently Santana is scheduled to get the start sometime early next week. We at the bottom of the third. The Angels up 6-0.
The Kansas City Royals have been struggling defensively. A bunt, perfect bunt by Bobby Wilson, and the effort not there. Ends up being a mistake. Moustakas tried to throw the ball too hard to first to get the speedy Trout. Throws that one away. Then with a man on third with 1 out, a ground ball right back to Hochevar. Looks like he would have had a play at the plate. Instead, throws the ball to first, and another run scored for the Angels.
Alberto Callaspo looks at a strike from Luke Hochevar. Callaspo, Kendrick, and Asturias here in the Angels' half of the third, up 6-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Callaspo hit his 9th double of the year in the first inning. Brought home a run. His 32nd RBI. Former Kansas City Royal. John O'Sullivan and the Fresh Prince himself, Will Smith, the left-handed starter for the Royals last time, traded to Kansas City in exchange for Callaspo. Three balls and a strike. And Smith did a nice job for the most part. I mean, he got was in some trouble in the first inning, but after that, he really kept the Angels' offense in check as he picked up his 2nd big league win.
He stayed away from the middle of the plate the entire game, inside and outside.
4-pitch walk, or pardon me, not a 4-pitch walk, a 5-pitch walk. A walk nonetheless. This one leads off the 3rd. Here comes Howie. Hey, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Howie's 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to right field. One and 0. Ochever last year for Kansas City, an 11-game winner. 500 mark, 11 and 11, 4.68 ERA and 31 starts. Has never quite matched the potential. He's the first overall selection of the University of Tennessee. Callaspo takes off, and Howie pulls it through the left side. The hit and run is on. Callaspo does not stop running. Gordon with a good arm has no play. 1st and 3rd with nobody out for Meister Sturris.
Well, there's some really good quiet approaches at the plate so far in this game for the Angel hitters. Coach Avery, you mentioned his stuff. The times he hits a lot of the middle part of the plate. We've seen that a number of times so far in this game. And with those approaches, quiet hands through the zone, you're able to make good contact, and that's what Howie was able to do there for a hit and run base hit.
As Sturris 0 for 1, he grounded out to Betancourt. Moustakas playing it at 3rd. Hosmer holding Kendrick on at 1st. You wonder if Mike Scioscia starts Kendrick as well. And as Sturris launches one out toward right field, Frank Core's not going to get this one, and it rolls all the way to the wall. Callaspo will score. Kendrick is being waved around. The relay throw from Betancourt is not in time. 8-0 Angels as Sturris picks up his 10th double. They just called him out.
He called him safe and then out.
He called him safe and then out. Mike Scioscia is going to come out and argue. Why call him safe? So it's 7-0 instead of 8-0.
Perez got up to say he applied the tag, and right away Bob Davidson called him out. Originally called him safe.
How do you call someone safe? That means he didn't apply the tag in time, and that means the runner touched home plate. That's why you make that signal. If neither guy does the tag or touches the plate, the umpire does not make a call and waits for a tag to be applied or the base runner to touch home plate.
But from up here, it almost looked like Howie did get his foot on the plate before the tag was applied. It was a good relay play by the Royals on that particular play defensively. Frank Core got it in quickly to Betancourt. A good view here of the slide coming in.
Okay, so, and he still hasn't applied the tag till after he crosses the plate. Safe call. So what's he looking at?
Trying to block the plate with his knee. The foot is in there, and the tag has not been applied until the foot hits the plate itself of Howie Kendrick. Perez is saying he blocked the plate, but he didn't have the back part of the plate. The foot hit the plate before the tag was applied.
Okay, Perez says he did not, or that he blocked the plate. Why make a safe call? That is a horrible call by Bob Davidson. Then don't make a call. And umpires wonder why they're under scrutiny so much. Throw to third base, and they get Sturris for out number 2.
You can see that great arm by Perez. Throws out Meister trying to steal third. But here's that play once again. It's how he's trying to get the back part of the plate. Now, whether or not Howie ever got his foot on the plate, but the reality is Bob Davidson called him safe initially.
That to me is a safe call. I mean, flip a coin next time. One-two count. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Sturris gets credit for a double and 1 RBI. And the inning comes to an end. So instead of 2 runs, they only get 1, courtesy of Bob Davidson. Through 3, it's 7-0 Angels. Jared Weaver with 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. And here in the 4th inning, he'll face Moustakas, Perez, and Francoeur. Jared with a double to Mike Moustakas, and that was the one that Trumbo lost in right field to start the 2nd inning. Moustakas eventually stranded at 3rd base. This one's lifted in the air. The right side of the infield. Howie Kendrick comes in. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Boy, we've loved to see that. That 1 pitch out.
Let's take a look at our AT&T trivia question for this afternoon. We're the only 3 players age 22 or younger to win a league MVP award.
It's a tough question. I'm
tapping your hand for it. You got it? Perez looks at a strike. He's 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right field.
Well, we know Fred Lynn won the Rookie of the Year and MVP. Or was he? Well, he went to USC. He might not have been under 22.
Meiser Sturris misplays a ball that should have been the 2nd out of the inning. A fairly routine ground ball. And Sturris gets charged with his 6th error of the year. So 1 out, 1 on for Jeff Francoeur.
We're trying to come in on the baseball. The ball hits the heel of the glove of Meiser. These are times where Weaver's so good as far as picking up his defenders. He did that last in the 2nd inning on the fly ball that Trumbo lost in the sky. Made some quality pitch to get through that inning. See if you can get a double play here to get through this one.
Francoeur with a big rip comes up empty. Snowballs at a strike. Jeff, strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. 1 of 4 for Jared. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-2. Foul straight back.
Francoeur had a good swing at that fastball. Now Weaver can either go upstairs with a fastball or definitely throw a slider here.
Goes to that breaking pitch. Nice block by Wilson. Keeping Perez over at first base.
And that's the idea. If you're a catcher, you're putting down a sign. You know it's a breaking ball. You're ahead of the count. You have a pitcher that knows the strike zone so well that it will expand it there when you're ahead of the count. Be in position to keep that baseball in front of you, and that's what Bobby Wilson was able to do.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Francoeur. 2 down.
Nice breaking ball once again. That's that part of the plate. It's the second time he's got Francoeur swinging. 5th strikeout overall in the game for Weaver.
Hosmer's 0 for 1. He grounded out to Howie Kendrick in the second. Takes down low. 1 ball, no strikes. The Angels with 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. They've done it on 8 hits. Helped out by a couple of wild pitches, a couple of errors. A mistake on the mound by Hochevar as far as we believe, forgetting how many outs there were in the second, allowing Hunter to score. Off-speed pitches down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. But the Angels have capitalized against Hochevar and the Royals.
Much better approaches today against Hochevar as compared to yesterday against Will Smith. Hochevar throughout his career has had a tough time against the Angels. That win at home in the opening series is his first career win against the Angels.
Missed outside. It's 3-0. .68 pitches thrown by Weave. 38 have been strikes. And a 4-pitch walk. Second one issued by Weaver. To go with the 5 strikeouts. Puts 2 men on for Yuniesky Betancourt.
Still having a tough time finding a good release point, consistently thrown to his spots today for Weaver.
So Betancourt steps in 0 for 1. He popped out to Asturis in the third. Extra pitches being thrown here in the 4th inning. With that error by Meiser, his 6th of the year, allowing Perez to get on base. First one is in there for a strike. Those are the things that get lost, too. And you start talking, guys like Weaver and Heron, even CJ to a certain extent, pitch counts, you kind of put them off to the side. With young players, I understand the concern, but those things add up. And those are the things that don't get capped, is how many more pitches someone has to throw in an inning because of a mental mistake or an error out of the field that prolongs an inning, perhaps shortens an outing for someone, and all of a sudden that obviously affects the bullpen as well.
That is exactly right, especially certain times of the year, especially as the year progresses. You want to be able to save those extra throws for when you have those games in September, which may be putting the season on the line.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Third time in a game in which the Royals have had a man in scoring position. Moustakas was there in the second. Gordon in the third, and now Perez here in the fourth. Swing and a miss. Down goes Betancourt. The inning comes to an end. Royals get 2 on and leave them stranded. We head to the bottom of the fourth. The Angels still on top.
Wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
Halos up 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bobby Wilson to lead things off against Luke Kochaber. That's a good look.
Smart look. Some good shade they got working.
Bobby Wilson fouls off the first pitch. It's no balls and a strike. Wilson reached on a sacrifice bunt. Error by Eric Hosmer. One ball, 1 strike on Wilson. And Wilson hits one out well toward deep left center field. Gordon pulls up, gone. Big fly for Bobby Wilson, his second of the year. 8-0 Angels.
Boy, Bobby Wilson starting to get that power swing together. Second home run, 9th RBI, second home run of this homestand. It's a hanging breaking pitch, jumped all over to left center field, a long way out for Wilson. Good weight shift as he drives that out of the ballpark.
Royals start to get action in their bullpen. They had some action going in the third. As Everett Teford, the lefty, begins to loosen for Kansas City. One ball, no strikes. 2 balls and no strikes. Trout 1 for 2, a double and a fielder's choice. He has scored twice. 9 hits now for the Angels. That home run for Bobby. Mentioned his second of the year, the 113th for the Angels. That breaking pitch in the dirt. And it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Hochevar with a good fastball, but throws a 2-0 slider. He's got to get back to trusting his fastball.
And Hochevar gets tossed after plunking Mike Trout. And we talked about it during a commercial break ourselves here. Figured that the Royals would retaliate for Lorenzo Cain getting hit twice. And that one was up around the back area. And Hochevar has not missed that much today, but in retaliation more than likely for Lorenzo
I think
Cain.
when you look at the count, 3-0. 2 pitches prior, first 2 pitches of the at-bat were inside. Then he throws a slider down and away. And then a 3-0 fastball. There's no question he's protecting his teammate.
I was wondering what took so long. Why take it to 3-0? You gave up the home run. And Hochevar, Hochevar's arguing his point to Bob Davidson, as is Ned Yost, but at the end of the day, his afternoon is more than likely done anyway. He's been around long enough to make sure that his teammate, Lorenzo Cain in this case, who's been hit twice by Jared.
And there's been some bad blood between the Royals and the Angels. We even saw it in spring training.
And so now Tiford will come into the ball game.
Well, 2 things going against Hochevar. A home run was hit, and then you throw at a batter and hit a batter, the very next batter. So, and then the fact is, Lorenzo Cain's been hit twice. Now, does Bob Davidson have to issue a warning? He could, but you don't have to when you think the intent was there.
So Tiford, who was close to getting loosened out of the pen, shouldn't take it very long. He'll get as much time as he needs here.
And as he tried to get out of the way, it got him in the arm instead of getting him in the leg area, which is something that Mike Trout and the Angels did not want. You don't want to get hit on the arm area where you're more vulnerable there as compared to in the leg.
So Ned Yost and Davidson talking things over. Perez and Tiford talking things over. We've got a commercial break here, and it's 8-0 Angels. Everett Tiford taking over for Luke Hochevar with a man at first and nobody out. 8-0 Angels here in the 4th inning. The first one is upstairs, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Tiford did not need all the time in the world to get loose. He's pitching in his 9th game. He has 4 starts under his belt this year. 1-3 record of 4.98 ERA.
Tiford fastball 87 to 92 range. There's a cut fastball, curveball, and changeup.
Falls behind on Torrey Hunter at 2 balls and no strikes. So Trout standing at first base after getting hit by a pitch by Hochevar on that 3-0 count is his responsibility. Two balls and one strike.
Good 2-0 approach for Torrey Hunter, trying to expand that strike zone and try to crush a baseball. You're in a fastball count. You're afforded that opportunity to let one go.
This one hit over to Moustakas, who fires to Betancourt for one. The relay is in time, a double play. First time Torrey Hunter's been retired this afternoon, so he's 2 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in. 2 outs and nobody on for Trumbo. As we go back to our AT&T trivia question for this afternoon, who are the only 3 players ages 22 or younger to win a league MVP award?
Johnny Bench, Stan the Man, and Vita Blue. To play with Vita Blue for a short period of time when he was with the Kansas City Royals. We talk about a guy with a great fastball and just an unbelievable curveball.
One ball, one strike on Mark Trumbo, getting to start in right field and batting third for the Halos this afternoon. 1 for 2. A single with a run scored in the first, an RBI ground out in the second. The book now closed on Hochevar. Three total innings, 8 runs, 6 earned. Trumbo bounces one up the middle, and that's a base hit, his second hit of the game. Morales 0 for 2 with a ground out that resulted in an RBI and a strikeout. Spins around to hit from the right side and looks at a strike. One ball, one strike. Halos getting a leadoff home run from Bobby Wilson here to start the 4th inning. To make it 8-0. Luke Hochevar getting ejected after hitting Mike Trout on a 3-0 pitch. Fouled straight back, 2-2. This one's popped up on the right side. Hosmer, the first baseman, is there. Makes the grab, and the inning comes to an end. The Angels tack on one more on the Wilson home run, his second of the year. We're through 4. 8-0 Angels. Of 8-0. This is a rubber game of the series. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth. Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubicza. And certainly it has not been a boring game
for sure.
By any stretch of the imagination. The Angels getting some help offensively, getting it done in the first inning, getting some help in the second, and of course the fireworks with Hochevar throwing at Trout.
Yeah, after Lorenzo Cain was hit twice by Jared Weaver. So this has been a testy game so far. We saw that in spring training between the Royals and the Angels. So there's a little bit of a bad blood going between these two teams.
Unbelievable. Hopefully we keep it on the field and it doesn't carry over to the broadcast booth.
Yeah.
Bench is clear. Everyone clears. Norm's got our back. Leadoff man Alex Gordon starting things off for Kansas City here in the fifth. Gordon, Escobar, and Cain here in the fifth inning. The Royals left fielder, a strikeout and a walk as he swings through the breaking pitch. Weaver starting his windup and then stopping it there. 6 strikeouts for Weaver. 2 walks. 2 hit batters. Two balls, 2 strikes. 77th pitch of the afternoon for Weave. In the last inning, we were talking about the extra innings, or extra pitches, I should say, a pitcher throws after an error. As this one is cut on and missed, and down goes Gordon. There's out number 1. 8 extra pitches thrown by Weaver in the 4th inning, courtesy of that error by Asteris.
Well, what a great spot on that breaking pitch from Weaver there. Backdoor curveball. Boy, Weave does such a great job as far as changing speeds, going away from the big part of the bat as much as possible. Just when you think the hitter's looking for something off speed, that's when he pumps that 90-mile-an-hour fastball by him.
Escobar looks at a strike. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up to Howie Kendrick. Two balls and a strike. Escobar hits one out to right. Base hit. Second hit of the afternoon for Kansas City. The other, the lost double in the sun by Moustakas. So man on with 1 out, and Lorenzo Cain coming up. Cain twice has been hit by a pitch. And we believe, we haven't heard officially yet, we believe both benches have been warned after Hochevar plunked Trout. And they have been, now we're told. So it is official. But Cain was hit twice and Trout was hit on a 3-0 pitch by Hochevar, and that's why Hochevar was ejected. Hochevar was close to being removed from the game. Tieford was already loosening for the second time in this ball game.
That's only the 10th first pitch strike in 20 batters faced for Weaver in this game, which is very unlikely for Weave.
Oh, 2 count on the Royal center fielder, with Escobar standing at first. Fouled off the mask of Wilson.
And the odd thing about, or maybe not odd, that Mike Trout was the one who was hit. You know, usually these things, the discussions go on amongst pitchers about sometimes as you protect your teammates when somebody else has been hit on your team as far as who you go after. And a lot of times you go after certain guys in the lineup. I know Tony La Russa was very good. If you hit their number 3 hitter, it was guaranteed your number 3 hitter was going to be hit.
One ball, 2 strikes.
So in other words, Mike Trout's pretty good already. He's the guy that they decided to pick, especially with no outs. Bobby Wilson just hit a home run. Now, the statement's always going to be baseball got away from you. You're trying to establish a fastball inside, especially 3-0, and why would you not want to try to throw inside 3-0?
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I had a few of those baseballs get away from me on occasion. I was trying to throw a strike.
Did you ever just say, no, I was trying to hit him?
No, never.
Why?
Because then I would be suspended for 5 or 10 games.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Kane. 2 down.
I was my go-to statement. I was trying to establish the fastball inside. That covers all the bases.
So you would rather have everyone in the world call BS on you, right? And say he's full of it. That's the typical response we get from everybody. And not get suspended, as opposed to come out and say, you know what? I didn't like what their guy did to my teammate, and I took control.
Well, it didn't work for Cole Hamels early in the year against Brian Harper.
Yeah.
He came out and said he was trying to throw in.
Cole's explanation went just a little bit too far, though. It's one thing to say, hey, I did it on purpose. But because he's a rookie, and, I mean, come on.
Baseball just got away.
And at that point, there was nothing had happened in the game, if I remember correctly. So it was like, that could have been a legitimate excuse.
See, it's go-to. It's a get out of jail free card.
He's parlayed it into a big contract with the Philadelphia Phillies. Butler is swinging a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Butler's 0 for 2 with a fly ball to left and a strikeout. 8 strikeouts for Jared Weaver so far this afternoon. That's the most strikeouts he's had in a ball game since he had 9 against Minnesota on May the 2nd. 2-2.
And these are one of those games too for Mike Scioscia. He looks at pitch counts, and we both are not big believers in pitch counts, but this has been a stressful, hard-fought 92 pitches thrown by Weaver at this point. Now, Mike Scioscia will probably try to get another inning out of Weaver if they can. At that point, I think he's going to go down into the bullpen a little earlier than you would normally would.
Butler fouls it off to the right. Let's go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Well, it's definitely a daydream believer. Jared Weaver at home during the day. What can you say?
That's it.
It tends to be 29-12 in the day games.
Oh, man.
And early part of the game, the Royals defense wasn't quite into the game at that particular point. Struggled. It allowed the Angels to build that early lead in the first 2 innings.
Full count. Try to go change up there. Butler hammers one down the left field line, and it's got a chance to get out of here, and it goes off the foul pole, or fair pole in this case, a 2-run home run. And the Royals get on the board. It's 8-2 Angels.
Butler with his 20th of the year, now with 60 runs batted in.
The inner half, he's been able to turn on pitches on the inner half, and something hard away. He goes very good as far as the right center field. Fastball that missed location. We talked about the struggles with location for Weave throughout the game. Even though the numbers were solid, still it's been a battle for him throughout.
So Mike Moustakas will step up with 2 outs and nobody on. Slow breaking ball, misses outside. Moustakas with a double and a pop-up. 1 for 2. Good off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So curveball backed it up with the changeup. Last time in a similar count, he tried to throw a no-seam fastball inside. He hit that fly ball that Trumbo lost in the sun.
Late on the fastball, and that's rocketed in and out of that dugout on the third base side.
That's why off-speed pitches are so effective. A slow curve, slow change, and a 91-mile-an-hour fastball extremely late on that pitch. As a hitter, it must look like it's coming in at 98 or 99.
That was pitch number 100 on the afternoon for Jared. This one's popped up to shallow center field. Peter Borges comes charging in. He'll make the running catch. The inning comes to an end. The Royals get on the board courtesy of the Billy Butler 2-out home run, a 2-run shot. We get to the bottom of the 5th, 8-2 Angels. Halos up by the score of 8-2. Bottom of the 5th inning. Looks like Jared Weaver may be done.
That's the thing about Weaver. He's a perfectionist. He wants to be able to throw first pitch strike throughout the entire game. He wants to limit the opponent to 0 runs. Competitive as can be.
Everett Tieford came on in relief of Luke Ochever. Delivers a strike to Alberto Callaspo. Callaspo, Kendrick, and Asturias here in the 5th for the Halos. Callaspo laces one into center field. That's a leadoff single for him. His second hit. He's been on board all 3 times with a double, a walk, and now this base hit. And Howie Kendrick coming to the plate. Let's take a look at our GoPro cam. And the bullpen, it's Jason Isringhausen warming up for the Angels.
Again, it's not about necessarily the number of pitches thrown by a starter. It's the stress level of them, and it's been a tough one. Even though it's just 5 innings for Weave and around a little over 100 pitches, 101. It's the stress level of those pitches.
Tieford's first pitch is in for a strike. Howie 1 for 2 with a fly ball to right and a base hit. Two runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on for Kansas City. 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on for the Halos. This one lined into center field, so back-to-back hits for the Angels to start off this 5th inning. Hey, Big Bang Friday is back this Friday.
Is it Friday?
It is. It's actually occurring this week on Friday after the Angels take on the Rays at 7:05. Come out to the Big A and enjoy a spectacular post-game fireworks show. You can purchase your tickets here at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. We're going to throw you for a loop one of these days for Big Bang Friday on a Wednesday.
We have the day off tomorrow to prepare for it now. Excited.
Yeah. Okay. 2 on, nobody out. Asturias.
Is that like the baseball got away again? That's the type of reaction.
Yeah. Meiser 1 for 2. RBI double in the 3rd inning. Came from the left side of the plate as he looks at a pitch down and in. Double from Meiser, who's 10th of the year. The RBI is 14th. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Fredo.
Opportunity for the Angels to respond right back to Kansas City scoring 2 runs at the top of the 5th.
Kayaspo at second, Kendrick at first. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And Asturias hits one sharply to short. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs with Kayaspo standing at third. Angels hit into 3 double plays last night. First one turned in this ball game by either side. Pardon me, the second one. Angels hit one in the 4th inning off the bat of Torrey Hunter. So Peter Borges steps up with a man at third base and 2 outs. Borges 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Two-0. Seifert pitched in 26 games last year as a rookie for the Royals. 2-1 at 3.27 ERA. Native of Alpharetta, Georgia. 12th round pick by Kansas City in 06. Went to Georgia Southern. Two balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Bobby Wilson on deck. 3-2. Borges bounces this one to third. Moustakas gets rid of it quickly, fires it on to first, and the inning comes to an end. 5 in the books here at the Big A. 8-2 Angels.
Scored in each of the first 4 innings, including 3 in the first, 3 in the second. A home run and 3 doubles during the course of the game. Jared Weaver, 5 solid innings, 8 punch-outs, allowed 2 earned runs and a 2-run home run by Billy Butler as Isringhausen takes over for Weave here in the top of the 6th.
Jason Isringhausen takes over here to start the 6th inning. 34th game, a 3-0 record, a 3.09 ERA. Takes over for Jared, who went 5 innings, 3 hits, including the home run to Butler in the 5th, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks, 2 runs, both earned.
Isringhausen pretty good overall numbers against Kansas City. 10 career saves, and ERA 2.45.
Weaver's ERA goes up a tick from 2.20 to 2.26 with the 2 runs in 5 innings. Salvador Perez looks at a strike. Weaver threw 101 pitches, 59 for strikes.
It was a battle for him today. Command.
Perez hits one out towards center. Borges, a little bit of a late start on it. Makes the catch, the warning track for out number 1. Looks like Peter had a little trouble picking that ball up.
See, looking up in the sky, even though he had the glasses down right away. Number of tough plays for outfielders with high fly balls to that glare. Able to track it down with that speed of Borges. Again, back to Weaver, though. 8 punch-outs in 5 innings, which is a good sign, but yet the pitches thrown was unusual for Weave to be able to throw that many pitches through 5 innings. But still, as we normally would see from Weave, made quality pitches when he needed to. When he gave up 3 hits in those 5 innings. We faced 23 batters, 10 first pitch strikes today. Usually you'll see around 17, 18 first pitch strikes and 23 batters for him.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Francoeur. Two and 2. Francoeur, a couple of strikeouts for him this afternoon. 0 for 2. 3 hits for Kansas City. Double by Moustakas, a single by Escobar, and the home run by Butler. Another 2-2. It's outside and gets off the glove of Wilson. So a full count. Last time Isringhausen pitched was Friday night. The Angels' victory over Texas 6-1. In 1 inning, struck out none, walked nobody, and allowed 2 hits. No runs coming across. Pitched the 9th inning. Three-two, a swing and a miss. Down goes Frank Core, 2 down.
The 3rd time that Frank Core has struck out in the game so far. Good pitch by Isringhausen, painting the outside corner.
Eric Hosmer looks at a fastball up and away. Royals first baseman with a ground out and a walk. From American Heritage High School in Plantation, Florida. Very good rookie campaign last year. Having a down sophomore season so far. 2-1.
Certainly a guy that this organization, the Kansas City Royals, can build on between him and Moustakas. Gordon in the outfield. A lot of talent as far as position players, but they haven't developed many starting pitchers over the last few years. Is what's hurt them. Their bullpen's been solid, but their rotation has been an issue. We have another outfielder coming up with Will Meyer. He's supposed to be the legit star outfielder himself, just waiting for a position to be opened up for him.
Full count. He played in the Futures game in Kansas City as well. Swing and a miss. Down goes Hosmer. A 1-2-3 inning for Jason Isringhausen. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Halos still on top. Seaford still on the mound for Kansas City. He'll be facing 9-1-2 for the Angels. Bobby Wilson to lead things off. Sacrifice bunt, reached on an error in the second inning. Also scored. And homered his last time up. Home run by Bobby, his second of the homestand, second of the year. Seaford delivers a strike. Oh, 0-2 with that big curveball from Seaford. His second inning of action, pardon me, his third inning of action. He has 2 innings under his belt. Only allowed 3 hits. Gave up back-to-back singles to start the 5th inning, but got a double play ball and then a ground out. Bobby punches one, and boy, nice job by Eric Hosmer leaping up and robbing Wilson of his second hit of the game. 1 out.
He timed that perfectly to be able to make that catch. Waited till the last second to leap. Took away a potential double for Bobby Wilson. Way up there to make that play. It was all about the timing of it to be able to make a play like that on a line drive.
So 1 out, nobody on for Mike Trout. Leadoff man. He's been on base 3 times today. A double, a fielder's choice, and a hit by pitch, and he has scored twice. Showed you that Troy Hawkins is warming in the pen. Looks like he'll be coming on in the 7th. Kansas City bringing up 9-1-2. 1 ball, 1 strike on Trout. He's scored 73 runs now this season. Late on that pitch. It's 1-2.
One thing Tiefer could do for the Royals here is give him some innings. He's been a starter in the past, so he has that capability of going deeper in the game for him.
2-2, looped out towards shallow left field. Gordon coming on. Will make the catch. 2 down. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule for the Angels. Off day tomorrow, then the Rays are in town for 3, and then it's out on the road once again. 4 in Texas, 3 in Chicago, and then 3 in Oakland.
So you have to deal with the Tampa Bay Rays at home. Then you have to deal, that's a tough road trip. 4 in Texas, 3 in Chicago, and 3 in Oakland. All 3 of those teams have been playing very well.
Torrey pulls this one foul. It's no balls and a strike. Texas will be hosting the Red Sox later on tonight in Arlington and Oakland. They won yesterday, visiting the Toronto Blue Jays also later on.
Let's really see how Josh Hamilton does tonight. Nolan Ryan called him out. Talking about giving up at bats. Swinging at the first pitch. We saw that at home here. The Rangers were in town swinging a lot of first pitches.
Difficult to sustain the start that he had that first month of the season, but I don't think anybody anticipated as Torrey hits one sharply through the infield. He picks up his 3rd hit of the game. But that being said, no one anticipated the drop-off being as dramatic as it has been for Josh Hamilton. Still a talented guy, and still a guy that in that middle of the order you fear every time he comes to the plate.
Still in the conversation as far as MVPs in the American League, along with Mike Trout and Robinson Cano.
Jumbo 2 for 3, couple of singles, an RBI ground down. A hit by Torrey, the 13th for the Angels today. This one's bounced up the line. Moustakis has it across the diamond, inning comes to an end. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on, 6 in the books. The Angels still up 8-2. Angels baseball is brought to you by the amazing grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Dodge. Top of the 7th, the Halos up by the score of 8-2, and it's LaTroy Hawkins taking over on the field. A lot of kids in attendance today, a lot of camps here at the Big A. 12:35 start, the getaway day for Kansas City. Halos get a chance to enjoy an off night and then day at home. Those are few and far between for the Angels.
Yeah, Jenny, they're travel days across the country. Comes at a good time for a number of Angel players. Torrey Hunter's had a great game and was banged up in the outfield diving for that ball and then fouling a ball off his foot. Pujols himself, an extra day of rest.
LaTroy Hawkins delivers a strike. Unieski, Betancourt, the second baseman, 0 for 2. He's popped out and struck out. Jason Isringhausen with a couple of strikeouts in his 1 inning of work. Off the end of the bat. No balls, 2 strikes. One final in the American League. That's the White Sox defeating the Minnesota Twins 8-2. Seattle right now currently leading the Yankees 2-1. That game in the top of the 6th. Alex Rodriguez going to miss anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks. All depends on who you listen to. The fracture in his hand. He was hit by a pitch last night by Felix Hernandez. So now, of course, the Yankees are in on every third baseman available in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. Even when they pull off a deal where you get Ichiro, big name like that, and future Hall of Famer, and you're still looking for help offensively. Well, I think if you're the Yankees, you got to think in terms of a starting pitcher possibly if you can get one.
Yankees with a 7-game lead in the East. Bob Davison checking out Bob Wilson. Meeting of the Bobs.
Couple foul balls straight back at Bobby Wilson today.
Betancourt lifts this one out to shallow center. Borges is there. 1 out. Mentioned the White Sox beating Minnesota. Sox and the Tigers tied for first in the Central. Tigers will be taking on the Cleveland Indians later tonight. Cleveland's 3 back in the Central, then Kansas City and Minnesota. Baltimore is the team that's 7 back of New York. And of course, in the West, it's Texas. They've been atop that division all season long. Angels and the A's, both 5 back. Oh, 1 count on Alex Gordon, left fielder. 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts and a walk.
Detroit still does a nice job as far as throwing his little slider, cut fastball, also curveball. Still rushes the fastball up there in the low 90s. As a hitter, you have to respect the fastball, but his ability to throw his curveball and slider, that's what he generally gets a swing and miss with.
One ball, 2 strikes. Jared Weaver today went 101 pitches in 5 innings, 3 hits. Gave up the 2-run home run to Billy Butler in the 5th. That was his last inning of work. 8 strikeouts and 2 walks. Gordon hits one out to left. Chop makes the ground. 2 outs. Hey, after Big Bang Friday, Saturday occurs, and that means it's Howie Kendrick Kite Day. How about that?
Oh,
kids 2 to 14 will receive the Howie Kendrick Kite courtesy of Fox Sports West while supplies last, and you could fly it that night during the Goo Goo Dolls concert. I dare you. I dare you to go on stage with the Goo Goo Dolls flying your kite.
Maybe from up here I will.
Log on at angels.com or stop by the Angel Stadium ticket office. Buy your tickets.
It's going to be an amazing weekend.
You overloaded? Fireworks?
That's why they gave us the day off tomorrow.
Kites.
Get ready.
Kites and Goo Goo Dolls. 1 ball, 1 strike on Al City's Escobar. With 2 outs and nobody on. Escobar 1 for 3. Pace yourself now. You've got a milestone birthday coming up.
Is that right?
Oh, I can't wait to celebrate it. A quick pitch, chopper to third. Callaspo has it. Gets rid of it quickly. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for LaTroy Hawkins. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big 8-2 Angels. Kendrick Morales will lead things off for the Halos here in the 7th. 8-2 Angels. Halos getting 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Solo runs in the 3rd and 4th innings. Kendrick looks at a strike. 0 for 3 today. Had an RBI in the first inning with a ground out. Has struck down and popped out. RBI for Kendricks, his 39th of the year. That one's down low. And it is 2 balls and a strike. Kiefert's done a nice job. Got a little bit of a trouble starting off that 5th inning, but worked out of it. Got the double play ball. 4 hits allowed. Morales lines one to left. Gordon almost misplays that into extra bases. Makes the catch.
Sometimes the most difficult play is that line drive right at you as an outfielder. I don't know if you're going to have to come in on the baseball or go back. Last second came in and caught that well-hit baseball by Morales.
Having to wait to make the read on backspin or topspin on it. But it's the first out here in the 7th, and here's Alberto Callaspo, who's coming off a nice play to end the top of the inning over third base. Alberto's had a nice afternoon at the plate. He's been on board 3 times with an RBI double, a walk, and a single.
He's played some great defense in this series also. Strong arm. Had some tough hops to deal with.
Scott Downs loosening now. And Callaspo loops this one out toward left center field, chasing Gordon back into his left. He can't get it. Ball had some carry on it, and Callaspo ends up at second with his second double of the ball game.
Like we've said a number of times, the baseball carries so much better during the day. Gordon looked like he had that tracked initially, but the ball just kept going away from him.
Unassuming double.
Exactly, giving him his 10th double of the season now. Just over the glove. 3-hit game for Callaspo, including a walk.
That's his third 3-hit game of the year. And Howie's at the plate. He's had a multi-hit game as well. 2 for 3, a couple of singles. Howie apparently didn't like that call by Bob Davidson. Bouncer towards short. 2 outs. Hey, be sure to subscribe to MLB.tv. You can check out every Angels At a Market game live online in HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. 2 outs and a man at third, and Meister Sturis looks at a curveball in for a strike. Sturis 1 for 3. RBI double in the third. Scott Downs will be coming on in the 8th inning. He'll be facing Kane, Butler, and Moustakas, barring a pinch hitting situation for Kansas City. Sturis went around, the ball gets away from Perez. Meister jogging up the line, and Perez will throw him out. The inning comes to an end as the Angels leave a man at third. 7 in the books. The Angels still up 8-2.
has had it all. Some extra base power from the Angels. Callaspo double to left center field. Scores Trumbo. Double to right field by Astores. Throws Callaspo, and Howie Kendrick ruled out at the plate. And Bobby Wilson going big fly to left center field. His second home run of the homestand, and then a baseball gets away from Weaver inside against Kane. And then once again, trying to go inside. Baseball gets out of the way. And Hochevar throws one that gets away from him and hits Trout. 3 hitters, and he's thrown out of the game. 3 batters have been hit during the course of this game as the Angels lead this one 8-2 with Scott Downs coming in from Mike Socha here at the top of the 8th.
Downs to face 3, 4, and 5 for Kansas City. Weaver 5 innings, Isringhausen 1, Hawkins 1, and now Scott Downs' turn. Downs last pitched on Monday. 1 inning, picked up his 9th save. 1, 2, 3, 9th inning, including a strikeout. Lorenzo Cain looks at a strike. Twice hit by a pitch. And a strikeout, victim in the 5th, so he's 0 for 1. Bouncer right back to the mound, knocked down by Downs. 1 away. Brings up Billy Butler.
Angel bullpen has been very good at home. Last 18 games here at the Big A. The ERA under 1 at .82. 50 punch-outs and 54 and 2/3 innings pitched. As once again, Scott Downs has to field his position. A lot of ground balls back up the middle. When you pitch downstairs like he does with that fastball, you're going to have a lot of action back up the middle on that sinker away when you're facing a right-handed batter.
Butler 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run in the 5th inning. That was off Weaver. 20th of the year. Now with 60 runs batted in. Two balls and no strikes. Eight in a row retired by Angels pitching since that Butler home run in the 5th. Came off of Weaver. Hochevar got the start for Kansas City in 3 innings. 8 runs, 6 earned. 9 hits, including the home run to Bobby Wilson. 2 strikeouts and 1 walk. Halo's trying to take the series this afternoon after dropping 2 of 3 to Kansas City to open up the 2012 season here at home. 2-2. These two teams will meet again in September. 3 games set in Kansas City.
After that tough road trip to New York and Detroit, an opportunity to win 2 series in a row before the Rays come into town.
Full count. Three-two lifted down the right field line. Long run for Trumbo as that ball is tailing away from him and he can't get there. So Butler back at the plate. Moustakas on deck. He walked him. 1 out walk puts a man on for the Royals, and Moustakas coming up. Kansas City has played good baseball away from Kauffman Stadium this year. 24-25 record. Out on the road, 17-30 at home. A place in which they've hit .281 as an offensive unit. .259 out on the road. They've pitched to almost a 4.8 earned run average at their home ballpark.
And that's a pitcher's yard, too. Very deep dimensions.
One ball, one strike on Moustakas. 1 for 3 today with a double out in right field in the second inning. Morales playing behind Butler at first. 1-2. Check swing, he went around, says Bob Davidson, 2 down.
Good sequence there by Downs against Moustakas. After painting the fastball through a breaking pitch, Moustakas cannot hold off on the swing. Able to cross the plate. That swing Moustakas did because he couldn't hold off on that breaking ball. Sharp breaking ball from Downs. 23rd strikeout on the season and 34 innings pitched for him.
11th strikeout for Angels pitching this afternoon, and that'll bring up Salvador Perez, the catcher. Bounces one toward the hole. The Steelers can't get it. A single for Perez. His first hit in this series, did not play Monday night. The Royals have 2 on with 2 outs here in the 8th, with Jeff Francoeur coming up. Francoeur's had an 0 for 3 game with 3 strikeouts. Fifteenth pitch of this 8th inning for Scott Downs. 9 strikes, 6 balls. Ball and a strike. Looks like Kevin Jepson is up and loosening now for the Angels. Halos in the bottom of the 8th inning will have Borges, Wilson, and Trout. Looks like T-Ford is going to stay in the ball game. Having gone to 4 shutout innings of relief. Francoeur hits one high and deep to left center field. Trout is at the wall. That's a 3-run home run off Scott Downs. 8-5 Angels. First hit of the series for Jeff Francoeur.
And all of a sudden, the Royals worked their way back into the game. That one swing, and Francoeur still looks for that pitch on the inner half of the plate, and that fastball kind of cut back. For Downs, he got the middle of the plate, and Francoeur hits it out, even though he had struck out the first 3 at-bats. It's a 3-run homer, 9th home run of the year, 30th RBI now. for Francoeur.
And Downs falls behind at 1 ball, no strikes. Eric Hosmer, 0 for 2, including a walk. Two balls and no strikes. A walk to Butler, a 2-out single by Perez, a 3-run home run by Jeff Francoeur, and all of a sudden, an 8-2 game is 8-5. Jepson loosening with some urgency now in the pen.
And of late, Scott has had a tough time commanding the strike zone himself. Last 4 innings, allowed 8 earned runs, 5 walks.
A couple of home runs. Three and one. Second walk issued by Downs, who is not throwing strikes all of a sudden, especially to a left-handed batter. And that's going to be it for Downs, who throws 22 pitches this afternoon. Can't get out of the 8th inning. And what seemingly was a game in hand. Mike Scioscia has to go to Kevin Jepson. A pitching change. We're in the 8th, and the Angels up 8-5. Angels baseball is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer. Halos up 8-5 here in the 8th inning. Kevin Jepson called upon to get the Angels out of this 8th inning, in which Kansas City has scored 3 times. Jepson comes on with 2 outs. Hosmer standing at first base, and Yuniesky Betancourt, the second baseman, coming up. Not a very sharp outing for Scott Downs. 2 hits, including the home run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Betancourt looks at a breaking pitch down low. That's 1-0. Betancourt today 0 for 3. A pop-up, a strikeout, a fly ball to center. This one's popped up. Kendrys Morales near the bag, shading his eyes. The inning comes to an end, but Kansas City makes it a ball game with that 3-run home run by Jeff Frank Thorpe. Bottom of the 8th, that's where we're headed with the Angels up 8-5. The Halos, 8-5 is the score. Everett Teaford is still on in relief. Borges showing bunt, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Peter today is 1 for 3 as he got started out in center field. Single to strike on the ground ball to third. The 55th pitch of the afternoon for Teaford, who came on in the 4th inning when Luke Hochevar was ejected for hitting Mike Trout. This after Lorenzo Cain had been hit twice by Weaver. After Hochevar gave up the leadoff home run to Wilson as Borges swings through that one. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Teaford changes speeds pretty well. Change up, then backed it up with a backdoor curveball.
One strikeout, no walks, and 5 hits allowed by Teaford. Borges loops one down the line, and that's going to fall in for a hit. So Peter is on board. Here comes Bobby Wilson.
Bobby will be up to ask the sacrifice bunt once again.
Looks like that's going to be it for Teaford. And Jost is going to come out and make a pitching change. Lewis Coleman loosening in the bullpen for Kansas City. That's going to be it for Teaford. We've got ourselves a pitching change. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Angels up 8-5. Nobody out of the man at first. Coleman, first time we've seen him in this series. 24th game, no record of the 4.11 ERA.
Fastball 88 to 92. Slider, changeup. There's a lot of sliders.
Borges over at first base. We figure Wilson will be sacrificing here. Pushes a bunt over to first base. Hosmer this time will pick it up cleanly. And we'll flip it on to Betancourt. The sacrifice works as Borges advances in the scoring position.
Nice job a couple times today as far as being asked to sacrifice, bunt, get it down, and Bobby Wilson both times is perfectly bunted down the first base line.
I like the fact that he stopped running too. Force Hosmer either to come to him or throw the ball to second. You never know.
You never know when you make that throw if you're casually making the throw to first base. We've seen it over the years where first baseman may airmailed the second baseman covering the base.
Here's Trout, 1 for 3. Double with a run score to the first. Coleman pitched out of the bullpen last year for Kansas City. 48 games, 1-4 mark, a 2.87 ERA. 5th round pick by the Royals in 2009. Mississippi native. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Is it that tough arm angle for a right-handed batter to be able to stay in, or is it Mr. Frieri gets loosened down in the bullpen, more likely to get in the game at the top of the 9th regardless of the score?
Two balls and 1 strike. Torrey Hunter's on deck. He's had a 3-hit game this afternoon. Borges over at second base. Breaking pitch caught the inside corner, 2-2.
Mike Trout would like to have that pitch back. That breaking pitch stayed in the inner part of the plate. And Trout is super quick on that pitch as far as his danger zone.
Breaking pitch hammered out to left center field. Forget about this one. Gone! Big fly for Mike Trout. And the Halos get 2 of those runs back. 10-5 Angels.
The 16th home run of the year for Mike Trout. And now 49 RBI. Talked about he would love to have that pitch back, and he certainly got it back. Another spinning breaking ball in the inner half. And with that swing that Trout has, you see the damage. I mean, that is way out.
.49 runs batted in now for Mike Trout. He has scored 3 runs in this game. No longer a save opportunity. And Torrey Hunter lifts one out towards deep left field. Alex Gordon back at the wall. Gone! Back-to-back jacks. 11-5 Halos.
What a game for Torrey Hunter. Dino Ebo getting that head beat up as Torrey goes around and high fives Dino Ebo, the third base coach's box. Back-to-back home run. 1900th career hit for Torrey Hunter. 4-hit game. Boy, that swing. He knew it right away.
Second 4-hit game of the year for Torrey Hunter.
11th home run of the year.
Mark Trumbo. And Coleman.
I would do that too.
A little gun shy. Misses down and away with a fastball.
I would throw that one a little bit off the plate.
One of these runs charged to Tiefer, the other two to Coleman. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And the way Torrey was feeling after the game last night, you were wondering if he was going to be in the lineup today. And so she put him in the DH role, and fortunately enough for the Angels, he was in that lineup today.
Jumbo today 2 for 4, including an RBI. 1-2. Fouled straight back. Big rip by Trumbo. Two and two.
Well, Torrey Hunter certainly has adjusted to hitting that number 2 spot in the lineup. Hitting over 300. With his 4-hit performance today, well over 300 now.
Full count with 1 out. Morales on deck. They walked him. So Lewis Coleman has come on, given up a sacrifice bunt, a 2-run home run, a solo home run, and now a walk. As Kendrys will come to the plate, and Dave Island, the pitching coach, goes out and pays a visit. "17 hits for the Angels this afternoon. And Morales lays off, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Two balls and no strikes. Two and one. Kendrys today 0 for 4. RBI ground out of the first. Two and two.
An impressive offensive display by the Angels today with 11 runs scored, 17 hits, 3 home runs.
Full count. Alberto Callaspo's on deck. He's been on base all 4 times. 3 hits, 2 doubles, a single, and a walk.
Pretty good swing in a 3-2 pitch by Morales there also.
Two outs. Mention Alberto, 3 for 3 game. 2 doubles, giving him 10 on the year. Picked up an RBI in the first inning. 0-1. Royals in the 9th inning. We'll have the top of the order coming up. Gordon, Escobar, and Kane. Count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Jump over at first. The 1-2 from Coleman. Lifted down the left field line, slicing toward the seats. And out of play. 27th pitch that Coleman has thrown here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Giving up back-to-back home runs to Trout, a 2-run shot. And Torrey Hunter. Trout is 16th of the year, now with 49 runs batted in. And Torrey is the 11th. The 3 RBI game. He's got 44 runs batted in. Career hit number 1900 for Torrey. Another 1-2. Downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good to see the Angels responding after Scott Downs gave up 3 in the top of the inning. Come back and hit those 3 right back. This one rolled off the foot of Alberto.
Some real good balance throughout the entire lineup. The Angels today. A lot of runs scored, a lot of hits, extra base hits at the top of the order, but the bottom of the order for the Angels has been very productive also.
And Callaspo hits one high toward right field. Frank Core shading his eyes, tracking it, makes the catch. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels tack on 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trout, a 2-run shot, followed by Torrey Hunter. Back-to-back home runs for the Angels. We head of the night, 11-5 Halos.
For the ninth inning, Ernesto Frieri is on in relief. The Angels, remember, have an off day tomorrow. There's Ernesto taking over for Kevin Jepson, who went 1/3 of an inning. Non-safe situation, but getting some work with that off day. And we'll take a look at our Chevron starting pitchers for Friday's contest. The Angels will be welcoming in the Tampa Bay Rays to the Big A, beginning a 3-game set on Friday night. It was scheduled to be Irvin Santana, but he has been scratched. He'll be pushed back. No date as to when he will rejoin the rotation. Dan Herron will get to start up against Alex Cobb.
Alex Cobb's a guy that has a very good changeup. The Angels have seen him before down at the Trop. Changes speeds very well. Dan Herron trying to back up that very good game he had against the Rangers on Sunday night.
Alex Gordon to lead things off here against Ernesto. First one's in for a strike. Gordon 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to left. Oh, 2. Frieri, the 5th reliever used by Mike Scioscia. Jason Isringhausen, a scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts. Hawkins, a scoreless inning. Downs 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs, 2 hits, including a home run, and 2 walks. And Jepson threw 2 pitches and got Betancourt to pop out to end the 8th inning.
Well, Kevin Jepson's done a nice job since being recalled from AAA in big roles that Mike Scioscia has put him into.
Oh, 2 pitch. Foul back. Broken bat, base hit. Gordon goes through some lumber. Is that the 4th or 5th broken bat this series?
Yeah, we've talked to Kansas City people before the game, and over the last couple of seasons, Gordon, a lot of broken bats, but a number of them have been base hits because he's so strong to be able to somehow fight it off and get it into the outfield.
Here's the shortstop, Alcides Escobar. 1 for 4 as he looks at a strike. Escobar had a base hit and a run scored in the 5th. One ball, 1 strike. Angels looking for their 54th win of the season. And at the very least, remained 5 back in the West. Texas will be hosting the Red Sox later on tonight. Oakland will be in Toronto also later on as Escobar fouls it off to the right. It's 1-2. Ernesto trying to close this one out. Last pitched on Sunday. And 1 inning in that one. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. As Escobar goes down swinging. There's out number 1.
Another swing and miss with that 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Frieri. Very difficult to pick up if you're a hitter. You can see by that swing itself that Escobar did not pick up that pitch.
Ernesto's mom is in the house. Ana Luz Gutierrez.
And with his 50th strikeout of the year.
Gordon takes off the second on defensive indifference. And now Wilson out to make sure they're on the same page as far as signs are concerned with a man in scoring position.
Vanessa with 50 strikeouts in 28 2/3 innings pitched. Phenomenal numbers.
Two balls and no strikes. Lorenzo Cain, twice hit by a pitch. He struck out. The bouncer back to the mound. Two and one. Right down the pipe. And that evens the count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. The win today, and the Angels will have their 29th win at home. 28-20 here at the Big A. And even 500 out on the road. Foul back. Full count with Butler on deck. Long game today. Just over the 3-hour mark. Angels pounding out 17 hits, 11 runs. Kansas City with 5 runs on 6 hits. They've left 7 on base. The Angels have stranded 6. Swing and a miss. Down goes Cain. 2 down. So back-to-back strikeouts after giving up the broken bat single to Gordon. Brings up Butler.
Well, he hides the baseball so well. Then all of a sudden you look up, you're trying to catch up to a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It makes it difficult for a hitter to make any contact.
On 1. Butler 1 for 3. 2-run shot in the 5th inning. Walked and scored in the 8th. All 5 of the runs for Kansas City coming via the long ball. The Butler home run is 20th in the 5th inning. And Frank Coor, his 9th home run, a 3-run shot in the 8th. This one lined into center field, and that's a base hit. It'll bring home Gordon. So Frieri gives up a run here, and it's 11-6 Angels.
First RBI for Billy Butler. Home run to left off the foul pole, then a base hit into right center field. He has good field coverage as far as his swing.
Butler with a 3 RBI game now has 61 runs batted in on the season. Here's Moustakas. 1 for 4 game. 0-1. Angels getting those 17 hits today without Albert Pujols. Nursing the sore right elbow, and Eric Ibar, both listed as day-to-day. One ball, 1 strike. Foul back.
The Royals down to the last strike. Frieri trying to close it out for Jared Weaver. This would be his 13th win of the season. Ochever will take the loss, his 9th. Out towards center field, playable for Peter Borges. He is there. Light that baby up as the Angels defeat the Royals by the final of 11-6.
Boy, Weave started out a solid job himself, but it's the offense. But Mike Trout scoring 3 runs. Torrey Hunter, what a game he had. Home run, 4 hits. It's a solid lineup today. 1 through 9, the production. Bobby Wilson with a home run himself, a couple sacrifice bunts. Borges, a couple base hits. Solid all the way around. They'll win this series. 2 series on this homestand already that the